First things first, introduce yourself, give us your name, the instrument you play, and then after that, tell us a little bit about the band and how you guys all met and how Pop Alma came to be.
All
Hello,
right, who
I'm
wants to go?
Jacob. I do the la la la's. I sing in the group, and I do a lot of the songwriting.
What's up? My name is Alex. I play bass. I also scream from time to time, and I try to help out with songwriting. I mostly do like ideas, and I throw it to Jacob, and then we just kind of like format it from there.
How you doing? It is Chris Thompson. I play the drums in the band Pop Alma. What do? I do a little bit of writing. I do a little bit of drumming. Part-time engineer, part-time graphic designer, part-time pug dad, part-time Best Buy employee. The list goes on and on. I help the songwriting. I drum. I do a lot of our social media stuff and our graphical work and everything like that. And yeah,
The man's a man of many trades.
it's a jack of all
Jack
trades.
of all
There you
trades.
go.
Yes.
So she kept asking. She asked us another question. How do we all meet? So I will confess. I met Jacob through a friend because the friend's like, hey, my band's looking for, or not my band. Oh my god, this kid that I know is looking for some members to be part of a band. Here's his Instagram. And Jacob, you can lead off with this one.
Okay. Oh, Churro knows where this is going. So
I do. I
we
really
met
do.
because of a mutual friend.
Shout out to Tim Jackson. If I did not do bowling, junior year of high school, I probably would have never met that kid. So
Wait,
shout
you're
out
a
to
bowler?
I was.
When did I learn this? What?
He's a
You
nerd.
nerd!
Where were we? So we met because of a mutual friend. They needed a drummer in their band, so I was helping them out for a little bit. I had started this as kind of like a solo project. I was writing some songs already, and I wanted to kind of expand it, make it, I wanted to work with an actual group and not just be me, because it gets pretty lonely and ideas get kind of stale. And also I have ADHD, so I get bored very easily. So after jamming with this kid for a little bit, I was like, yo, come here, come hither. Come to the dark side. We have cookies.
All right, so you want to know like what really set
There.
mine and Jacob's like foundation or our relationship? So we were practicing with this band that he was drumming with, and I was playing bass or guitar. I forgot which one, but
You're playing bass.
I was all right. Okay, good. I was playing bass, and I kind of left the room. I was still playing. I was still connected to the amp, but I left the room because it was like kind of like a small area in the basement. And then I come back with a clown nose. Like, yo, I'm gonna wear that because I also have ADHD too. So like, I kind of get distracted by things. And then I came back. Everybody was looking at me like kind of weird, but Jacob was the only one who was laughing. And then like, am I allowed to curse on this in this interview?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, so that kind of was set the boundaries. Like, yo, okay, I fuck with this kid.
Yeah, I remember. It was that moment specifically that I was like, I want this kid.
Shortly after Pop Alma, the two of them came together. They came over and jammed with us, and so basically all three of us jammed for the first time. We clicked, and shortly after Soma released, band was still not finished. We had to add our guitarist Harley, and now we are a full 4-piece band. And now we make great, in my opinion, one of the greatest tracks that we ever written all together, and maybe in our individual careers, I would say.
Within an hour of me asking him if he wanted to play on the track and then sending him the demo, he had guitars tracked immediately. And so it just so happened to work out. And then I think a couple weeks later, we asked him if he wanted to join the group. And then boom, he's here. Well, not in here, but like here.
Let's talk about your new single, because that's what we're here to talk about. Diving into like the inspiration behind your new single, My Bed Is Big Enough for the Two of Us.
Oh yes, my favorite. If you've heard Last Man on Earth from the first EP, I kind of consider it Last Man's angrier cousin. So how that happened was that Harley sent a 30-second demo, just kind of like the basic idea of where the song was going. It was also a lot slower. And I was a little bit hesitant at first, but we were kind of like throwing shit around in practice. And eventually I was like, you know what? I'm in.
It was crazy fast. I remember he showed us on his phone. It was at band practice, and I do remember this. It was either something that sounded like a movement song, like something like really spaced out and just like so sick. Then there was just like this dan, 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 dan. I literally just ran to my drum set, did what I did. Oh, at first it was like but that, and I was like, and it turned out to what it be today. But yeah, it was crazy how fast that song came together. It's like first it was guitar, drums, bass, then Jacob had to sit on it for a little bit, then Jacob added the synths and everything later to it, and that's what really made the song so amazing. And like hearing it from demo to now is like it's night and day.
I had to sit on lyrics for a while too because I didn't know I didn't know what to write about. No, I remember like for a couple weeks we were just like playing instrumental, and we were just like structuring everything out because I didn't know what to write about. It's weird because we had a completely different EP track list. We had a completely different thing planned out, and then My Bed came into the picture and really kind of twisted the whole thing into what it is. So with that one, I remember kind of just writing about like superficial people, you know, kind of like people who like to get a rise out of other people, or people who are just very, very maniacal. That kind of like shifted the direction of where the EP was going, because originally it was just going to be 5, 6 songs that wouldn't fit together on a regular project, but because it's us, it's whatever. And it still kind of is that, because if once the EP's out, you know, it'll make sense. But like each track is completely different from the other. But just in general, it really like created a theme. It created a storyline that before we weren't even really thinking about. So I love the song. It's probably my favorite to do live.
Yeah, it's a song that's like at every song on that EP, that song I just love just because of the raw energy. It's like I've always said, like especially that bridge, or if you want to call it a breakdown, it's like where he goes, the show must go on. I just see if you ever been to like a metalcore concert and like you see how like their drops are, it's something that I see that with that, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, besides that, it's such a great song in my opinion. I think it's one of the fastest songs we wrote.
Oh yeah.
And even in the studio too, that song was done in like 2 days.
It is the fastest song we've done. It's 200
Yeah.
BPM. I think the only one that comes close to that might be Suicide Note, because I think that was 150.
Any words from My Bed?
Anywhere from My Bed. I think my bed is not big enough for the two of us because I sleep on the twin size. So like, I'm just kidding. No. Honestly, like playing My Bed, because the other band that me and Harley are part of, some of their songs I get to contribute vocally because I scream, and with My Bed, yeah, it does have that same energy. I get to do one line, the "Come One, Come All" scream, which is pretty dope because like Chris said, it gives him a movements vibe. I get a My Chem vibe.
Whoa, no, hold up. You twisted my words. He showed us at band practice, he showed 2 riffs that he wrote. The first riff sounded like a movement song, but at the second one, definitely My Chem.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, so I twisted those words. My fault. Anyways, it's just such a cool song to play live because I don't know. Like I said, it gives me My Chem vibes, and all of us love My Chem. Like all of us love My Chem. So
yeah, it's a band that we can formally agree is like all of our favorites. It's like we're so diverse with our music. It's like they give me the stereotypical pop punk kid kind of treatment where it's like they wanted to change their ringtones every time I called them to like just them saying pizza and sad.
If we were to play a show, right, and this is just my opinion, if My Bed were to be the closer and we give everything we had to give during that show, once we play My Bed, it will feel like the set is starting all over again. It just gives that energy, you know? Oh, also, It's funny how I work at a gym and I'm like outside the gym because I make friends with a bunch of members and they all know that that I'm in a band. So I said, yo, check out my band's latest single. And I kid you not, I have all their Instagrams. Every single one of them have posted, yo, add this to your workout playlist. I'm like,
I'm telling you, this kid, and I'm glad he does, because I don't have the attention span to. This kid screenshots every single post, story,
little
highlight,
scrap-
anything. This motherfucker literally screenshots anything Pop Alma related, which is good. He's the archivist. I think that's what they call it. Archivist. There we go.
Archivist. I am the archivist. Ask
Where are
me
we at
anything.
now? Like 30, 34, 35?
Something like that.
I am currently at 42.
Jesus.
Nice.
Scrapbook.
What were your favorite personal moments like recording the song? And then what was like your favorite moment like listening back to it?
Ooh, okay,
Ooh.
if I can
Go ahead.
go first
ahead.
here, because this one, they know I'm about to talk about this. So when
Oh,
we
I know
recorded
exactly what you're gonna talk about now. I still have the video. It's great.
So my favorite moment of recording that whole EP was the first. The first time around when we recorded my bed, that was the first time we went into the studio, and that's my first time going into like a real studio and recording. And I was like, ask Jacob, I was super nervous. I was tense because it's just I get nervous over stuff like that. Yeah, everyone gets a little nervous over stuff like that. But surprisingly, I did that whole drum take for my bed in 3 tries, which was all tries were really good. It just the last one hit a lot better. So, and like I have a video of our producer Charlie going through the kick grid, which is like the I guess the wavelengths of the kicks, perfectly on time. And he has a quote. I have a quote from him, says, "I've never seen anything like that. I'm proud of you, buddy, and I'm gonna get that tattooed right on my thigh." Mark my words, Charlie, it's happening.
He's gonna see that and be like, "These fucking kids." He loves us, but he'll also be like, "I never hear the end of them."
Yeah, I was goofing around the studio. Of course, that old fucking meme. Got games on your phone?
You got games on
And,
your phone?
I put on a Snapchat filter and I just kept saying it into the mic, and I just kept playing it in his ear. Got games on your phone?
I low key wish that would have made it into the track now.
I don't. Jacob, your
That
favorite
would've been
moment?
so
Go.
I think my favorite part was just listening back to it, because like when you spend so much time on it, because I've been writing songs for like majority of my life, and especially this EP was like years in the making. So like watching all of this come to life, that we did this together, and just watching all the hard work like just right there, part of me had to sit there. It's like, no, this isn't real. No, this is just a dream. It felt really interesting. If we're talking about recording in general, there's this one song at the end of the EP.
Oh, I think I know what this is.
You know which one I'm talking about. So it came together within a week, that one. The last song on the EP really came together in a week. And when I tell you, the whole song is literally 99% the demo. It's 99% the demo. It was so weird how it came together, but it came together from 2 separate songs. I think Harley, he was writing something more on the darker side. I was trying to write more of a reflective piece, and it just so happened to come together, the 2 themes. It's a personification of mental illness, of depression. There's lyrics in there. The one in particular, you'll hear this on the record. Something tells me that we're not on the same page. I'm looking for some freedom. All you want is my last name. And when you listen to the rest of the song, it'll make sense, but it creates kind of like a marriage between you and the other half of you. And it's like you're trying to separate, but you just can't get away. Leading back to say, like, a lot of the production on it, a lot of it just came together so smoothly. And it's probably my favorite track that I've had a hand in writing and structuring. Yeah. It's just a fun track in general. I love it.
I know what song he's talking. I'm not going to say the name right now, but all of us really played a big important part into the song. It's just like writing wise, like we all came together. Like they picked out, because I do write poems too as well, because I like to write sometimes too, and I'm just really glad, I finally like made something to help, a meaning of a song just drive it through the ceiling.
That was Chris Boyd's first writing credit, and it was like my favorite thing ever. He was showing me some poems, and I was like, that one. We were just stuck on the chorus. We had spent a week like writing the lyrics. Verse 1, verse 2 is done.
Jacob's good at writing verses.
Thank you.
He's good. I feel like chorus wise though, it's just like we both write pretty good choruses.
We were struggling with that too because like I had like the first half of the chorus already done. And I needed that other half because we were just lost for lines. We had like
You're
so
looking
much
for the
space
theme.
left. Yeah, we were
Like
looking for the theme. We had
name,
so much
like the
space
title.
left and just nothing to like kind of bring it all together. And then Chris was showing me some of his poems and I was listening and there was that one line. I was just like, whoa, hold up, bring it back like 5 seconds. And that line just ended up making up the whole song and kind of like bringing it all together, and it ended up being the title of the song. But it was a beautiful one. It was a beautiful moment, and I think just in general, it's my favorite closer on, I want to say on any album, because I listen to a lot of music and I think it's a beautiful moment because for someone who is going through it, for someone who is in that state of mind, it's a song of ending one chapter and starting a new almost. So it was like, while you've given up in one area, you also started anew. It's one of my favorite songs that I've been a part of. I know I said that before, but like it still carries a significant meaning.
I remember when we first finished that song in the studio, everyone was kind of tearing up. Like, I know you were. I don't know if you want to be man enough to say we were all pretty much crying. It's like, it's something that you worked on for so long, like a year. Like that's a year during like these times too, need I say, where it's like everything's just been so fucking hard on us, like I was constantly working through this all this time, and just being overly stressed and just wanting to do something I actually love. Because like I remember nights where I'm like sitting there and like always doubting myself, how I did everything, like how I played drums, how like where am I going to go in the next 20 years. We all have those like late night thoughts where like it scares you half to death, and like worrying about this record being done, like wanting to make sure that it like coherently gets to everyone and every emotion that they're feeling. We just couldn't help to not cry during the ending of this when it was recorded. Call us a baby or not, but like at the same time, that's hard work paid off right there, especially like the proof's in the pudding with the 2 singles we dropped. You could tell that we've put a lot of effort into something we love to do, and I feel like that's what sets us off from a lot of different bands. Bands can write as many songs as they want and have it be catchy. I think all of our opinions, story is what really drives a good song, and if you can get it catchy enough to like have it be stuck in people's heads, that's 10 plus points for you. But like we just love what we do. It's not, we don't find it a competition or anything like that. We just love making music and honestly helping people that are going through the same situations that we've been through, that we're writing about, and hoping that they find peace and they just relate to what we're writing.
I'll be the first one to admit, once the last song was finished and recorded and we were just listening back to it, I was just there crying like a bitch the whole time.
Steering up, it's an accomplishment, dude. There's no thing that you can really kind of like compare it to. It feels good knowing that like our songs were in safe hands and they transcribe so much better to like actual recording instead of demo recording, and just having it sound so breathtaking and everything like that. I wish like I could relive that moment over and over again in my head. It's great. It's the most proud feeling ever. I still love showing people our music. Out of everyone that shows me music on like wherever you are, and like having it sound that professional and good, that's rare to see. And I'm like, it just makes me feel good inside knowing that like, we're actually doing it.
Also, part of it for me, of course, it was a cathartic experience because of just writing the project. It was a releasing kind of experience because a lot of it was happening in real time. But just in general, like it has a double meaning, this project. It like on one end, obviously it has the theme that we created with the project, but also there's a real life meaning to a lot of them. Like I'm also very grateful because I remember 2 songs that I wrote. One of them was planned for the EP, but the other one wasn't. And these 2 songs I wrote about my girlfriend, and I'm grateful that they even allowed it on the project because they were so sappy. But like,
it's a sappy fucking song, dude. That shit, I'm telling you, like I can't wait for everyone to hear this song just because it's like someone can literally get fucking married to this song. It's like, it's really, you did a really good job on that. And I even
you.
teared up when like we were sitting down listening to it. It's like, it's a sad song. It like,
I'm debating on.
I'm even getting
I'm
teary right
debating
now thinking
on.
about it. It's like, it's a good song, Jacob.
I'm debating on possibly singing that song again one day at a very important time. But like, I'm debating on it. I think I might go that route.
I also am a hopeless romantic. So the second I saw like the title of this EP, and I'm like, oh, so this is made for me. Perfect, lovely.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
This is made for you. You did it.
This is made for everyone. It was very weird like finishing it, because when I started writing this project under the guise, hence why it's called Tales of a Hopeless Romantic, I'm under the guise that I'll never find love. That's never gonna happen. And then I'm finishing the EP in a happy relationship, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. The storyline makes sense, and it came together after the fact. Like, the title was there because there had been a theme for a couple years, but I kind of threw it to the wayside because, nobody's when I originally brought it to the table, nobody was on board. It was a completely different track list record too, so it was like, you know what? I'll find a way to use it one day. And then it just so happened that when we were putting all the tracks together and the demos together before we went into the studio, that they all kind of made sense with one another. And I threw out the title and it was like, it just worked. It just made sense with the overall theme.
Yeah, it's a perfect way to, release the EP and just, have it be so coherently connected to every song. It's like the whole thing's a story, and it just helps to have a great title for it too. And I'm glad we went with it. I can't imagine any other name for such a great record.
3 days late. I can't
That's
back.
all right.
I work full
3
time.
days late.
It's okay.
3 days grace.
So,
3 doors down.
I can't wait for everyone to hear it. I can't wait for it to be out, and like the songs that I'm alluding to, I really can't wait for people to hear them. Like,
I took the time on my break at work. I'm a weird person when it comes to music. It's like I listen to my same set of songs on my playlist for like a little bit, then like move on to everything. So I didn't listen to we had the full EP mix mastered. It's in our Google Drive and everything like that. And I just haven't touched it. Like maybe besides my drumming backtracks, but besides that, it's one day in the car. It's like, I know what, relive it or replay it front to back. I started like crying a little bit. I've had people in my life that's like telling me I'm not gonna amount to shit, or it's like, I'm not gonna make it in music, or you're not good enough to do anything you want. This is kind of that opportunity where it's like I can show them, like, yeah, well, look what I made. Like, look what we made together as a band. I'm doing it. It feels surreal. It almost feels like a fever dream where it's like it's not really happening. It's ridiculous how like people like just know me now by like, oh yeah, you're in a band. Yeah, you do good stuff. And like people like post about it on my Snapchat. People always saying you go far and everything like that. Like, just keep pushing. You're doing good. That support, it's ridiculous because it's like you don't get to hear it a lot, especially if you're like a very underground band and like you still don't have like a name for yourself or anything like that. And just having that support and everything, it's crazy. It's honestly surreal. Like no matter how big or small, I'm just glad that these songs are out or coming out, and it's gonna help change someone or at least help them cope with something that they're going through. And I'm really glad that's like the mission we were trying to accomplish is basically accomplished, and I'm just really glad.
If you had to describe your new EP in one word, what would it be?
Delicious.
ooh, that's a good one.
One word.
Mm-hmm.
One word.
Jacob, are you? I heard clicking. I thought you was about to look up a fucking thesaurus.
No.
I want to make sure I'm right with this word. Give me 1 second.
My first thought was beautiful. I say that because it's just everything from start to finish, you can feel it. Everything's very different and nothing's the same. The sound direction was constantly changing. We went from like pop rock to hip hop to like pop punk to an R&B jam at the end, and it's just we went kind of all over the place, but the message between each song. Like Chris mentioned, he was playing in the car the other day. I listened to track 2 and track 6, and I kind of bounce between the tracks, but those 2 I listen to like on a daily basis. I not only fall more in love with the reason why I wrote them, but I fall in love with the music. I'm able to relive those moments where I was writing them. It's beautiful. I'm very selective with my words, but I still cry and still get emotional every time I listen to it. And there's been a lot of time for it to wear off, and the fact that it's still going for me it's a big deal for that.
Copacetic.
Ooh.
In excellent order. Every song is in its place from start to finish is in excellent order. The story gets driven into your head with the melodies and everything like that, and the words, especially if you don't listen to songs just for the words. It's like even then, like the melody kind of speaks for itself as you're going into like the story. It's like if you're not a fan of reading or listening, at least listen to the melody, and you could see that it gets from bright to dark pretty fast. And it's, to me, it's very copacetic, like as an excellent order and everything. So that's what I really love about the EP.
It's a good word though. That's a strong way to describe it.
Now it's time for the fun questions.
Ooh.
Always end interviews on fun questions because sometimes they can get really heavy.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I would like to know some fun facts about you guys as individuals or your music as a whole.
So let's do individual first. Chris Boy, you go first.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yes,
Cool.
Go first.
All right. How many facts do I have to give out? Was it 5?
As many as you want.
And as you, okay. Where do you start? I'm currently employed at Best Buy. Big man of technology. I love tech. If it wasn't for music, I'd be basically either doing something with computers or something like that. So I'm very, I guess, tech savvy, if you want to put it. Second fun fact, I am not the only member in my family that is a musician. My older brother is the guitarist for a band called The Once You Forgot. And my cousin is in 2 hardcore bands for a band called Candy and Backtrack. And, without them, if I didn't have that influence within my family, I definitely wouldn't have wanted to play drums or anything like that. So shout out to you guys. Love you both to death. You're my family. You guys inspire me, and I'm glad that I have such great role models in my life to pursue something that I can only dream about. And it's finally like kind of rolling into something more. So funny enough, I think Jacob, if I'm correct, me and Jacob are actually lefty guitarists, because I do a little guitar in my free time too. Everyone's a righty. We're lefties.
Yep.
We're lefty guitarists. So that's very very shocking to some people. I love the Wonder Years a lot. It's another fun fact. My main genre, my favorite genre of music is like pop rock, pop punk, and everything like that. I grew up around it with my brother Matt and everything like that. He's really my foundation for my music and everything like that. So once again, shout out to you, man. Yes, I'm a pug dad. My dog's name is Yoda. Well, Snickers is his name, but we call him a bunch of names. We call him Snickers, Yoda, Fat Boy. Yoda's just been his go-to name. So Snickers is out, Yoda's in.
Any weird talents?
I don't know, that's weird, but I used to play trumpet.
I didn't even know this man played trumpet.
Oh yeah, I did. I kind of go like ET finger like that. Oh yeah, no. Secret fun talents. I'm actually a secret meatball sub reviewer. Shouldn't really be telling you guys this, but I do review some mean meatball subs since I'm Italian. So like I got the taste buds of a god. If you go to Wawa and you get a meatball sub, that's like an 8 out of 10 right there. And I have it in different categories. Obviously, it's not like a general 8 out of 10. Like that'd be rude to the hardworking Italians that make some great food. So it's like fast food subs. That's like an 8 out of 10 right there. Since my bed actually hit 3,000 streams within the first 7 days, they get to wax me for content.
I'm just waiting on it. Just waiting.
I am the world record holder in speedrunning history of the BTS meal from McDonald's with an impressive 5 minutes to finish the whole meal. And also I'm big into tattoos too. I got my first 2. I kind of do want to stand on my desk and show, but at the same time, I kind of don't. So you just have to go to my Instagram at Chris Thompson J to see that. But Jacob, your turn.
Ooh, where to start? Do I bring up the claw or no?
Bring up the claw.
Sure. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I'm a drummer. What I didn't mention is that I have a deformed hand. So I'm missing a couple digits.
That's great. You can't just have that be at the end of the interview.
Yeah, sure, of course.
That's so cool.
Hello, world. My name is Jacob Rubiani. I have a claw. Nice to meet
Crab
you.
claw.
My favorite thing to do is either make a Toy Story joke like the claw. I remember one time when I started working, I was working Chipotle. My manager at the time, we were just on the line, and he was like labeling the bowls, and I was like, 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's how many fingers I'm missing. And he's just like dying. That was an interesting day.
I am
Go
a
for
big
it.
Toy Story fan. I shit you not. I have Toy Story high top vans, the Buzz Lightyear ones. Whoever's like trying to, debate about Toy Story theories and everything like that, come to me.
I am a big Disney fan.
Mm.
Like, I grew up, I just love the older Disney Looney Tunes cartoons, but like specifically Disney, like Steamboat Willie was my shit. I want to say a Nintendo fanboy, but I love Mario. I pay a lot of attention to like the old stuff like Mario Kart 64, the original Mario Party, Super Mario. I love like the older systems. I have an N64. Chris is a pug dad. I have a French bulldog. He is my little
Frenchie.
spoiled brat. His name's Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky.
He's my little spoiled brat. There's not much interesting about me other than the fact that I have really crazy ADHD. I used to be on ADHD medication when I was a kid, and after I got off of it, I guess kind of as a result or a side effect, I have this tick that unless I like bring it up, nobody really pays much attention to it, but it comes out a lot under stress. I think everyone has the idea that like if you're in like a rock band or if you're in like the music scene that like it's sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and then you meet us and it's just like we're that band that'll like get off stage, spend some time with our loved ones, and knock out like before midnight, which is very strange to say. I have a major fascination with the show You. I don't know what it is. It's just so fucking good. People are obsessed with a psychopath.
You could be satisfied with You, or you could be like me and be addicted to The Sopranos. So I will leak one song right now. It's a song called Effortlessly. That's on the EP. There's one line in particular. I'm not going to spoil anything else, but there's one line in particular that he says, "Sugar Plum Fairy." Jacob, do you care to explain what that means?
Have you
'Cause
ever watched
I
The
bust his
Nutcracker?
balls.
Have you ever seen Fantasia?
I bust his balls.
Yes, I love Fantasia.
Someone understands.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
watched both of them.
So thank you. So Chris, so you just didn't have a childhood.
No, I did, but it was just mainly Toy Story and other Disney stuff besides Fantasia.
Yes, but you don't know what a sugar plum fairy is. You don't know about it. That's crazy, man. You know?
But like, what is the meaning behind it? Why do we have that in there?
Because it's a sugar plum fairy. Because it's magic.
There's other ones. That was just a trick question. It was a trick question. I think it was Jacob that fucked with the release times, or he had to change something with it.
I
It
forgot
didn't
what
come
it
out
was.
at 12. It didn't come out at 12 midnight like My Bed did. And everyone was just like, "Where is it?" Can you
I
explain, Jacob?
forgot. I remember I had to change the release time but it was already going to come out on other platforms like at 12 o'clock. The one that it didn't come out on was Spotify because it was out on Apple Music. It was out on YouTube.
Our bread and butter.
And it was set to come out at like 5 o'clock p.m. on Sunday. And I had to adjust. I was like, okay, it makes no sense for me to set it for 5 o'clock if it's going to be out on every other platform anyways. So I have to adjust it and like change it to like 12 o'clock. And it ended up coming out not at 12 o'clock on Spotify, but maybe a couple hours after. 3 o'clock in the morning?
I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think I remember staying up and saying that.
I remember tracking that shit like crazy. Like I was like tracking down. I was checking like every hour. Okay, who's listening to it? How many people?
Yeah, we all still do that.
I still
do that. We just reached. I think today we reached 6,000 streams on My Bed today, which is pretty good.
Let's go! Finally.
I mean that it's weird too because we have it in like two different like versions, the all cut and the regular version. So it's like on Spotify you see it's 3K, but it's really 6K because of the other single as well. So it's
they're the same song.
So it's close enough. It's 6K.
What advice do you have for anybody listening on here? It can be about life, or you can give advice to people who are interested in pursuing music, but whatever route you want to take, just give us some advice.
No, I'm going to be a lengthy page, like a lengthy MLA format kind of thing. So Jacob, do you want to start?
I think my best advice would just be take every day as it comes, because tomorrow's not promised. You don't know what's going to happen 10, 20 years from now. Take every day as it comes. When there's so much to look forward to, it's easy to get overwhelmed and to panic. When you take it incrementally, take it as it comes, one day at a time, it's easier to take in the day. Even a shitty day has a good outcome, because you're like, you know what? I accomplished something today. Take it as it comes, set your goals, make them happen, but don't try to tackle everything at once, and you'll get where you need to get.
Very heart touching. I like it. So I'll start with music. With music, I think Jacob knows I come from a background where it's like I was raised, like to appreciate most music, and was very thankful to be in a family that's very musically inclined and everything like that. But just for someone that doesn't have that opportunity, listen to a bunch of music. Even getting far into music is listening to it and gaining the idea and grasping the idea of melody and everything like that, because that's a big factor into music making in a whole. If you have a song that just sounds dull with no melody, it's not going to do well. If you have a song that has a killer melody, it's that melody in the words that people look for, and especially choruses and everything like that too. So if I can give one piece of advice to anyone making music, practice your melodies, keep writing them, and just write catchy stuff. And I know that sounds hard to do, but it's like, you'll know it when you just keep saying it over and over and it's stuck in your head. That's when you've made it. People won't want to follow a band that's goofy all the time, because it's, you could be as goofy as you want, it's not going to keep listeners' attention. It's going to grow old, it's going to grow stale. Be professional with yourself, keep a level head to anything you do, and all in all, just have fun doing it. Write melodies, keep writing them, listen to a bunch of music, different genres even, and just have a whole bank of melodies and the idea of how they work, and just keep writing, because writing is a big key factor into most successful songs. It all stems from just writing a poem. A song's a whole poem. Just keep writing poems, pick little pieces out of the poem, create something. You'll be fine in music if you just practice and practice and practice. And especially for my drummers out there too, practice does make perfect. Now, life, this is the one I'm really looking forward to. So coming from someone that is very, I would like to say I'm optimistic, but at the same time, I always doubt myself on everything I do. I look at things thinking it's my last thing I'm going to do, just because I want to put as much effort as I want to into it. Like even recording this EP, I always have, like, I overthink. That's my biggest thing. To anyone that overthinks, I think we all can relate, especially when it's like you're working on something for so damn long, and like you just think of the worst possible things that could always happen. And you got to just tell yourself that you're going to be okay. My mom always told me, you're more than you're capable of. That truly was right when I went into the studio and knocked out that first song within 3. It's like, as long as you just practice and practice and practice, like that's all I think about now. Anything like that, I just think of the worst possible things that can come to me. And it's like anything there in life too, even at work, I always, I overstress myself out, and it's, don't live on just a thread, live on a rope. You don't want to just hold on to a thread of hopeness. You just want to have the idea of like, okay, there is a B side to every situation, and you want to like make that rope stronger, and you can hold on to it longer. And that's how I look at it. But it's very crucial to have a healthy mindset, and you are obviously never alone in any situation that you've been in. It's everyone, like, in this whole world, there are so many people that have gone through the same shit everyone else is going through. And I just want to just tell everyone that you are not alone in any situation, and it does get better. It's okay not to be okay. I'm slowly working on myself and everything like that, especially with stress. Time management is very crucial into life too, especially working full time, carrying a band, doing stuff I love. It's it's very crucial to have time management, and the best way to work on it is just getting all the extra stress out of your plate. It's the best thing you could do. I'm slowly trying to, work my way down from being overly stressed to being comfortable. And you just got to do what makes you happy in life. I've been told many, many, many times, even if it's like close friends that I thought were friends or anything like that, it's like, you're not going to amount to anything, man. You're not just going to be a drummer for the rest of your life. You got to think, future ahead, kids, job, money, blah, blah, blah. That shit stresses you out more than you can imagine. Worrying about the things that you don't have that you're going to need when you're all grown up and everything like that. You just gotta chill out and just keep telling yourself that you're okay. You're in now. You're not in the future. You're not in the past. You're in the now. It just sucks that we all go through this, and I wish there was like an easier way of just telling everyone that it's like it's gonna be okay. Just think this way, and it's like it's not that easy, but it's definitely think in the now. For anyone that is stressing about the future nor the past, you're in the now. And like I said, you are not alone. Everyone has something that's bothering them in this life. And if you ever do need to talk it out with someone. Everyone's like family members, loved ones, friends. It's very crucial that you have someone to talk to. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, definitely not even email, message the band on Instagram. Like, we take the time to show fan love and everything like that, and we really do care about everyone listening to our music. So if you ever do need anything or need someone to talk to, just message us on Instagram. We'll be very, very good listeners. We'll be miniature therapists at your disposal. So it's like you're not alone. I just really hope that with this EP coming, that you can relate to the stuff Jacob or everyone else has been through in this as writing, and just you can relate to it and really feel at peace with yourself with the songs.
You guys have any parting words for us? Is there any information that you would like to share to listeners before we sign off?
So if you're in the Jersey area, or if you want to take a trip to Jersey, come out, see us on December 11th in Asbury Park at House of Independence. We're playing with The Ones You Forgot and a few other bands. It's going to be a fucking great time. We're playing all the new stuff, or almost all the new stuff. Can't give away too much. We're playing almost all the new stuff on the EP. We're playing a few oldies, some goodies. It's going to be a good time. The EP's out November 19th, Tales of a Hopeless Romantic. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Chris, do you have anything to add to that?
I do. I would love to thank everyone that's been with us, that supported us throughout the whole musical journey, recording this whole EP and everything like that. I would love to thank all my friends, family, and especially everyone in the band. I love them all to death. You guys, without all of us, without all four of us single-handedly being who we are,
I love you too, bitch!
It wouldn't have been such a fun time, but also a great time making this whole EP. So thank you all so much. You can definitely follow us on all social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Like I said, as Jacob said, the tickets for the House of Independence show will be on our Big Cartel store, our merch store. It's going to be in our link tree in our Instagram bio. They are will call tickets, so if you do buy them, just get them at the door. And besides that is basically it. Thank you for having us. It's been a fun time, fun interview.